So I've now made money on cryptocurrency, and it's not a small amount actually. And I guess 4 months ago, I really wasn't into the idea of investing in cryptocurrency. Then 2 months ago, it happened. I finally just decided, okay, I've got some extra time on my hands and some money sitting around that I could invest and lose everything, and my life wouldn't change. So yeah, I took the plunge about 2 months ago, and this is an update on that journey. So here I am in Studentsky Park in Belgrade, and I just wanted to update you guys on how it feels really to take money invested and see it grow in this digital currency world. And it's kind of strange. I'm still grappling with the meaning of it. Indeed, when I made the video a few months ago about why I'm not into cryptocurrency, I thought that I didn't want to make money in this way, speculating and make a bunch of money, and I believed that the financial system that I was involved in, the fiat currency financial system, was giving me a very good chance to succeed at life, doing valuable work for society and human beings and making their lives better. And the cryptocurrency seemed very unstable, and that it would be like sort of like gambling, and it is, and B, that I wasn't going to be providing value in that way. So I believed in the fiat currency system, and that's actually the main thing that changed, that made me want to get into cryptocurrencies, because, well, to find out that 18% of all US dollars in existence were created last year, in the year 2020, was like a little bit like, And so first, before crypto, I did start investing in gold and precious metals, and then the next thing was crypto, and I'm also working on investing in property. But the crypto has really been a fascinating thing, because once you get into that world, getting into that, I imagined it would be filled with all sorts of sleazy types of characters. And maybe I'm just on the right channels and watching the right videos and learning from the right people online. But the people seem incredibly genuine, and actually investing in crypto is building a better world in some way, because the decentralized financial systems, they're just going to be so much more equitable than they're going to be so much more fair, I think, than the systems that have existed for a while. So the system that we have now, the fiat currency system, is dominated by these bankers who are really in it for themselves, let's say, as I'm in it for myself in the crypto, as I'm in business for myself. But I also have values which mean building community and giving, fair chances to people. So anyways, about the philosophy, I got over the whole thing of not providing value to the world. I got over the whole thing of not wanting to be a gambler. It's kind of like a game. It's kind of a relaxing thing I do in the evening and in the morning before work and after work, and aside running my business, which actually does directly change people's lives in a way. So got past that, started investing, and by watching videos online, I learned a lot about it. And the main one I invested in was Monero, because I believe in privacy coins as a solution to the sort of conundrum that we're going to find ourselves in. It's an alternative, and it's one that supports freedom, just like cash does. And governments have created what we call black markets around the world for things like drugs. And, well, the problem is actually like the governments, not the people who want to, get high or whatever. The drug war is almost over, thankfully. But yeah, digital currency, privacy coins, really interesting, because it's like digital cash, and you see that more and more they're trying to create a cashless society. And with this, we can have a cashless society where you still have privacy of how you spend your money, and that's interesting. So I invested in something called Monero initially as my main thing. That has doubled in the last 2 months since I invested, so that's pretty good, really good, in fact. What else? VeChain is a supply chain blockchain thing that will revolutionize the way that things are created. Like food quality can be very much revolutionized by this technology. Fair trade, all sorts of fair trade stuff, clothing, manufacturing. Just knowing the story of what you're buying is what this will enable. And they're picking up some really big clients in the value has also doubled since I invested in March. So that's really interesting as well. But the big one came 2 weeks ago. I was watching this guy named Jeff, and he recommended videos by Jeff, and he's not on YouTube anymore due to their policies, but you can find him if you Google Jeff Dollar Vigilante, you'll find him. And he's a really interesting guy with a lot of really flamboyant opinions about life, and I use him as sort of an alternate news source because, you know, there's no unbiased news source, and his stuff is really biased towards, like, I don't know, the sort of conspiracy, everyone's out to fuck us sort of, which is interesting to see. I like seeing, it's entertaining. I don't believe everything he says or the conclusions he makes from the news items that he shows, and well, but it's an interesting perspective. But he recommended this thing called Pirate Chain, which is the next privacy coin, and I invested in that. I invested in it when it was like less than $1. Now it's about $10. It went up as high as 15 on Friday, and it's about $10. And I did not invest a small amount of money, so it's like, it's pretty ridiculous, the profits and everything like that that have come from that. And, you know, it's I do intend to pay taxes on this money, so I don't mind talking about it in Serbia. You know, it's 15%. I'll pay them that money, no problem. And, you know, a lot of people I know are don't want to pay taxes in the place that they live. They want to avoid taxes, all that stuff. I don't really see a big problem with taxes less than 30% of your income. That's reasonable. More than 30%, I have a serious moral issue with. But I've never paid more than 30% taxes. And currently in Serbia, yeah, 15% on money from crypto and dividends from my company, and I've had, you know, a good existence here before that with their Predizetnik system, so I don't mind paying money to Serbia. I'm going to do that, declare the crypto, and hopefully buy an apartment in Belgrade over the next little while. Now, this is something that would have happened with my money from my business, but it's just going to happen, like, my money from my business that I made doing that has been amplified by this crypto thing. And, you know, to the point where, well, over the course of 2 weeks, I went from, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to even tell because it's not real until you cash out. And there's word that this Pirate Chain could go even higher, but yeah, it's hard to get a hold of now. If they put it on one of the major exchanges, then it will be a lot easier to get a hold of. And yeah, so how does it feel having invested in this thing 2 weeks ago and seen it 10x in value? Well, it feels interesting. It's a completely different feeling than making money off my business and making money off of changing people's lives by giving them jobs they can work remotely, which is my previous success has come from that. This feels more like you're helping a major shift in society. You're getting lucky off of being an early adopter by you're sucking money out of the previous financial system as more and more people are getting into these alternative ways of storing value. And yeah, it's a bit scary. It's a bit volatile. It's a bit of an emotional ride. I invested with the opinion, if I lose all this money, it's fine because I'll still have my company. And I invested money that was in my personal account that I've already paid taxes on in Serbia, so I can, just grow that. And if I lose it, I still have my, money coming in every month from my company that I pay myself. And well, happy. But now I'm in the case where I might not. I mean, like, I've made this money. I could live off of this money that I made, like, for years. Depending on the lifestyle, Here in Belgrade, riding my bicycle around the city. It's literally years that I've acquired in the last 2 weeks that's in crypto, which could crash, could vanish immediately. So it's like easy come, easy go, or is it a long-term store of value? We will see. Should I take money out? I don't know. Need to figure it all out. Part of me is like, I should take out my initial investment, the amount that I invested, and because then the tax implications are zero if I just take out that amount, and then everything that's left in the crypto from the profits of the crypto will just make itself more money, and all of literally like gotten out the initial investment, and everything's just shits and giggles after that. And part of me is like, well, I really don't believe in this US dollar, British pound, euro sort of system anymore. So why should I hold money in those currencies if I believe in this more? But I don't really believe in it more. What I believe in is actually that people are there's gonna be a lot more decentralized things. Just like my company is decentralized, right? Just like I've got people in 19 different countries that I banded together in my remote working company with our remote working culture that I took care to, this goes really well with that. So yeah, what does the future look like? I mean, for remote working and financial markets, we'll see. It could be a very turbulent time where a lot of people are, well, already with this pandemic, people are losing everything they own. So yeah. So it did become a focal point in my life, these crypto investments. It did actually take my attention away from my business, which is well earned because I built a system that really embodies my values, and it's time for me to take a step back from that, and I've very well done that. And yeah, so I had some mental bandwidth for this, and the reason I resisted getting into this for so long is because I wanted to really have the business as the focal point of my life, and it was for years. Really was. But now it's running and it's stable, and it's got talented management people who are in there, and it's like, I can take a step back from this and, just build my life. So this year I'm trying to create space for whatever when I moved to Belgrade, when I set up my base in Belgrade, it was years ago. And this stage of my life has come to an end. I'm pretty sure I'm going to move out of my current apartment here in Belgrade around start or end of October, and basically either just go to Thailand for the winter and then buy something when I return, or buy something before I leave and I guess have it renovated while I'm away. Who knows? Everything's possible. Anything could happen between now and then, but life is really good. So this is sort of a long rambling video, but has crypto changed my life? Yes. Is it different than I expected? Yes. Does it feel good? Yes. Is it confusing? Yes. The set of values in my life, I don't want those to change, but they will need to evolve to the fact that I, have woken up and I have a certain amount of success. I'm still riding my bike around Belgrade. I'm still dressing like pretty much a homeless person. But little do you know that I'm actually quite successful. And I don't feel the need to flash my wealth. I was born in a wealthy neighborhood from a decent family, and us people who are born above the sort of middle class, in the upper middle class or upper class, whatever it is, we don't really feel the need to towards conspicuous consumption or status symbols as much as other people do. We just like nice stuff, nice apartments, nice cars, whatever, that are functional. We don't need to buy a Lamborghini to show off. It's kind of like, it will attract the wrong type of attention. Me as a single guy, it will attract the wrong type of woman in my life. But being a cool dude and having a cool lifestyle and then attracting women, oh, by the way, I'm actually rich, that's gonna be interesting, I think. So I've reached the level that I always wanted to in life, and it's time to stabilize and make space for the next Eric. I don't know, anything could happen in the next couple of years. It could involve having children and building a more stable life. It could involve going a more spiritual path. It could involve really deciding to get back into music in a big way, because I've never stopped being into music, but I could get back into it in a big way now and actually pay for promoting my music and stuff like that. I don't know. I need to meditate on this for a while, and then next year is the year that whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna lay the foundation to that, but probably more of the same for me. So guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you later. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Bye now.